How does that connect to Joe Pass, right? Joe Pass doesn't use delay. Welcome to the future where we have different ways of executing ancient principles. What's the ancient principle? The quarter note, dude. The quarter note is driving. That is the Joe Pass thing. Everything you do has to serve that driving quarter note, right? So if we look at the tools that Joe Pass is using, he's looking at walking bass lines, right? That drives that quarter note. And you can see how the delay is always reinforcing it. Like, delay is cosmically intrinsic, no doubt about it, right? The other thing he's adding is those chords, right? Sometimes on the downbeats, sometimes on the upbeats. Right? Delay always got your back right there. But the thing I like about that is if you lay into the downbeats and use the upbeat sparingly, right? It goes so much farther when you just play a very sparse upbeat. For every like 4 downbeats you play like 1 upbeat kind of thing. I think that's how you facilitate that illusion of consistent accompaniment, right? Because the whole idea here is you just want to create that backdrop of accompaniment. That's where that full stack guitar is, right? It's like you're creating the illusion that this is always happening, right? Because what you're going to have to do to really complete that full stack is play leads, right? That's the whole point. Is how does Joe Pass play leads while keeping that illusion of accompaniment? That's the best thing about the whole thing, because it teaches you about space and how to use space, right? You're going to use space so that you can fill it up with rhythm and harmony to reinforce the form, right? Like, I'm going to set the stage for a nice little lick here, right? So I'm like leaving all the space, but you're hearing that nice comping, and then just pop out that lick on top. It's all about leaving the space on either side of the coin, right? When you're soloing, you're leaving space for comping. When you're comping, you're leaving space for soloing. So the reason why that Joe Pass full stack approach is the keys to the kingdom is because it literally teaches you about fundamental call and response, fundamental lead accompaniment, fundamental counterpoint, right? All these things. It's all about learning those individual elements, right? Learning walking bass lines over every tune, learning chords over every tune, and then learning leads, right? And this is the philosophy at the end of the day, that jazz is the keys to the kingdom of comprehensive fluency, right? You're not going to get comprehensive fluency anywhere other than jazz. That's what I'm trying to make everyone understand here, right? So I'm going with Joe Pass here because, like, he's ultimate classic and he's full stack. He's just full stack. He does everything perfectly. Listen to Virtuoso, dude. The giant steps cut on Virtuoso is literally 3 minutes and 33 seconds, dude. Like, huge pyramid Coltrane triangles, like Frederick Coltrane, dude. Joe Pass gets it, man. You can tell he gets it because his recording of Giant Steps is like cutting, dude. Giant Steps, dude. That's just the thing. Now what I want you to do is put in the comments what other tunes you want me to check out harmonically, and we'll do this kind of framework of full stack guitar over other tunes, right? That's the whole thing. It's just the full stack framework, right? You got walking bass. You got chords, you've got lead. That applies to every style of music that you can possibly think of, because it's just breaking it down to the bare bones of music, right? And we have all these cool little tricks we can do when we see that basic framework, that riff, harmony, lead framework. It's like, send a beat cycle through it, right? Like this kind of stuff. And ultimately, we're literally training our minds to improvise the way that we compose and compose the way that we improvise. So then it goes back to the jazz thing, where it's just like, practice composing in real time over standards. That is the best practice you could possibly ever do. And so what you can do is you can turn the delay off, right? And you can practice out of time. Okay, this is the key. Man, it's so funny that no one talks about this. Like teachers, literally, I'm not exaggerating. Many teachers I've had have said never practice out of time because it's bad habits. I'm like, what? This is what I'm talking about. How do you learn walking bass with giant steps in the chords and everything? You literally practice out of time like this. You go, oh, nice, that one works. Oh, that one was not good. Let's try again. That's supposed to be a D7 over A. I'm kind of improvising, but it's not as much of improvising as I'm just ahead of time thinking of multiple pathways and going out of time to map those out. So another pathway might be like this, right? Going down, right? Instead of going up. So just learning those nuances, right? These are things that jazz teaches you, right? And so really, if you want to learn to play like Joe Pass, you just need to become absolutely fluent in music. And I do have a program where I teach musical fluency. It's an accelerator program, 15-week accelerator for people who want to become musically fluent. So you can just think about all this stuff, compose with all these tools, and just be absolutely comprehensively fluent. That's the terminology I'm using to describe what all this is, right? What's missing here? There's nothing, right? You just learn everything, but do it efficiently, right? Try to integrate it all while you're learning it. Don't like be like, I gotta learn this so I can learn that so I can learn this. It's like walking bass line, chord, lead. That's all one thing, right? When you just practice it on guitar, you see it as like one thing. And obviously, if you play a different instrument, you can still think of this way, right? You can still think of like, okay, I'm walking a bass line, and then I play that chord range area, and then I pop out that lead. You know, it's like, that's really what we're doing. We're playing the full stack, right? That's what it's all about. I love Joe Pass teaching full stack. Lenny Bro, full stack. Shout out to Maine and Winnipeg. But yeah, I mean, you can totally hear the similarities between Joe Pass and Lenny Bro. Like, they got all those similar chord voicings. They use this thing, like now I'm really getting deep into the secrets here, but they use the classic 3-shape parallelism concept of guitar, where they might play a 2-5 like this, 2-5 and E flat can sound like this. You know those sounds, right? And why do they do that? They do that so they can easily play leads on top, stuff like that. I didn't even do the right one. I played a different one. But you know what I mean? That's the point, is they have those simple little like 3-note parallelisms. I mean, that's stuff for advanced 15-week completion. I'm not going to try to explain to you this kind of... You know what I mean? You're going to have to get up close and personal working with me. We'll unpack that whole thing. I mean, we will literally unravel that entire beast if you want to go all in with it. So anyway, Instagram, hit me up for that. And yeah, man, join the school and see if you can win some free merch if you complete the homework assignments, or reach out to me and we'll work directly one-on-one, and we will create a framework for your enlightenment. So talk to you soon, kid. All right? Good.